Bakhmut is still contested. I mean, the Russians are in a dominating position on the ground within the city itself, and have pushed the Ukrainians very far west. But then the Ukrainians look like they're also now pressing on the northern and southern flanks. But ultimately speaking, you need to see the battle in a wider picture, that the Russians have pushed everything they had at it since August, and they've only just sort of captured the town. But equally, when you look at the imagery, I mean, there's nothing left of the town. It's a very insignificant point on the broader map. And actually, what's really been it's all been about is to try and fix each fort so that they can't fight in other places within Ukraine. In terms of Bakhmut, nothing is left. So, control is not military, it's political. So Russia don't control the area, they have it. In terms of they seize it, they are forces on the ground. In terms of then turning that into some form of political control, reinvesting in infrastructure, actually making Bakhmut a bit of a hub, it's going to be very, very difficult. And the issue now is that the Russians will just find themselves in an area that they might not even be able to stay in long term because the infrastructure does not exist. So then the ability to then keep the city in their hands and then continue further west is going to be very, very difficult. It's the first time President Putin has publicly confirmed and sort of thanked Yevgeny Prigozhin and Wagner for their offensive potential. So to take them out so soon after would be a very curious move. But like I said in the previous answer, there is nothing there of military value anymore. So Wagner might redeploy to other areas now that they've sort of got that tick in the box. Actually rebuilding Ukraine's air force is much more about longer term defense and deterrence, which is going to be absolutely critical as support to current operations at the moment. And partly that is having an air force which Russia looks at and goes, actually we might not try offensive operations again, on the assumption that there's some kind of military resolution of the current war in the next couple of years.